The end of man is knowledge, but there's one thing that he cannot know. He cannot know whether knowledge will save him or kill him. He will be killed, all right, but he can't know whether he will be killed because of the knowledge which he has got, or because of the knowledge which he hasn't got, or which, if he had it, would have saved him. Okay, so we're doing this. Hello, and welcome, denizens of the multiverse, to Talking is a Free Action. Do not adjust your streams. My name is... Well, it was the Question Lord Triumphant, but they've renamed me. I'll get to that. I represent the Question Masters, your resident benevolent inquisitors. Now, some say that we are all knowledgeable, and they would be correct. That being said, all you must know is that there is more to know. To that end, welcome to my labyrinth of lore. For your delectation, dear audience, I have kidnapped from the material plane a mortal here known as Ildrathne. Now, Ildrathne here will be put through her paces and face terrible trials here in my labyrinth, which we will prize from her head morsels of knowledge to discover what just makes the material plane tick. Now, we also have, well, little facts inform us that my dear Ildrathne here is connected to other creatures and beings in this material plane for a higher being, better known as Nat, who lives in what is known as the Royal World. We're hoping to extract some information from Nat as well. So, Ildrathne, my dear, are you ready to put on a show?
I'm sorry, what?
No, sorry, fine. Don't worry. Now, this is going to be very simple. Before your trials, I do have some fine folks to thank. Turns out we've been generously sponsored by entities known as Hero Forge, Ultra Pro, Phoenix Dice, and Alchemy RPG. And we are supported by Idol Champions, Warriors of Waterdeep, Neverwinter, Elderwood Academy, and D&D Beyond. Ildrathne, pay attention, don't zone out. Come on, we're getting through this. Alchemy RPG, yes, who are designing all this beautiful things behind me. Also, we have a special fondness for our audience members, the D20 Club. They are looking particularly delightful today, and you can be as excellent as they are if you just give us one of your gold pieces on Patreon. Now, if you can't join us here in the Labyrinth live, you can always listen on your favourite podcast app, searching Roll Together RPG, and if you want to engage with us through the digital stratosphere, well, if you search under Roll Together RPG on most socials, we'll pop up. Now, Ildrathne, my dear, you are summoned here to the labyrinth. Over the next 55 minutes or so, we shall traverse this little labyrinthine lore dangerous dungeon of mine. Now, behind each door is a challenge. Now, do not forget that talking is a free action. If at any point you feel, ooh, this is a bit too scary, a little bit too dangerous, you can simply depart this world, and I get to have a wonderful little one-on-one with my good friend, Nat. Get some more knowledge. Now, don't worry, this is only going to last about an hour, and then you can get back to whatever it is you were doing before. You might even forget this was happening. Maybe you would rather be here than whatever I just dragged you out of.
I'm sorry.
Yes?
Am I dead?
Well...
Again?
Dead again? Well, it's, technically, you're sort of in a liminal space. You'll go back to whatever you were doing before. What were you doing before I dragged you out?
Reliving the moment I was killed.
Oh.
And then turned into what I am.
Now. My condolences. I can sympathize with loss. As I said, well, I used to be a Question Lord Triumphant, but now they've given me the moniker of the Poppet, and they've gave, well, my wife, who was the Tempest, they took my hand. But that's not what we're worried about, Ildrathne. Don't laugh at my pain! Let's get this going.
We joked about puppets. I thought you were genuinely joking.
Why would I be joking about the puppet? Surprise!
So let me get this straight. You have pulled me from a moment in time
Yes.
to here,
Yes.
but you're going to put me back.
Yes. Unless you want me to put you somewhere else, which might be a bit difficult, but I could try.
I don't know, out of character, that might change the entirety of the wreckage of Mythranor. But
Oh, out of character, I'm more than willing to completely destroy the multiverse.
Ildrathne's gone. We need to just refilm the next episode.
We put her back like 2 weeks earlier. Things have gone terribly wrong.
Right. But if I was actually dying, you
Yes.
just... I'm sorry,
You can't deal with her, can you?
do I... Did you say that was your wife?
Oh, it's the soul of my wife trapped inside a puppet.
Right.
I think. I hope. I have many puppets, and I assume this is the wife one.
What did you say her name was?
Well, she was known as the Tempest.
Okay. Is that her actual name, or is that a moniker?
Well, a bit like how I'm the Question Lord. I've got secret names. Names carved into stones, names long forgotten, but I call her Tempest.
I'm going to address the Tempest now. The Tempest, are you okay? Give me a nod if you require extraction.
I want to get you out as much as anyone. I'm going to fix it. Maybe this damn pier could help.
You could try casting Remove Curse on the Tempest.
You could try. I mean, I think it's more like a soul jar, but anyway, my tragic backstory is not. You cast Remove Curse. She looks sad.
Oh.
She calls into a
Okay.
Anyway, what would you like me to call? Would you want Ildrathne's a bit? Do you want me to give you a moniker?
People call me Ildrathne, or Ildra is also...
Ildra. I'll call
fine.
you Ildra. Ildra, prepare for the labyrinth. We start with... Okay, let's have a look. You are heading down a large corridor.
A classic.
A classic. You see a very ornate door. Do you open it?
Well, I'm assuming that this is the only way out.
Well-
Assuming that I can't liberate the soul of your wife, then I suppose we ought to forge forwards.
I just want to say I do appreciate that you are trying to help me in my ongoing quest to free my wife. It's appreciated. You're the first person who's ever... Everyone else just laughs. It's very upsetting.
I mean, I did that as well, but okay.
Yes, well, it's funny. It's funny, Tempe. Anyway, a large, ornate room you enter. A fine, stately bedroom. Tapestries lining the wall. Heavy velvet curtains. Four-poster bed, swathed in beautiful little silky gauze. It's a delightful place. Suddenly, a very flustered woman bursts in through the other door. Oh, thank goodness you're here. Lady Silverhand is very excited for the state ball she's attending this evening and can't wait to see what beautiful outfit you have for the big event. So, Ildri, you've got an entire room full of beautiful silks and gauze. What beautiful dress are you going to make for the Silverhand,
Well, I'm not a seamstress, but I am an artisan. I'm assuming there's metal in the room.
There's various, yes, sort of bits of metal on the drawers. There's a wash stand with a bowl. You're going to make something out of a wash bowl?
How long have I got?
20 minutes.
That does change things somewhat. Okay. Were I to have... I'm going to approach this woman. I don't suppose you could put her off for a little longer? Give me an hour?
A whole hour? Oh, that's very unorthodox, but, okay, I'm sure she doesn't really want to go to this party, but she's very excited. She's heard of your great craftsmanship and is very excited to see what you're going to make. I'll see how long I can delay her.
Well, then she can be fashionably late. To craft something for Open Lord Silverhand would be quite the honour. Okay. All right then. I will gather some fabrics, some silks as well, but mostly the pieces of scrap metal in the room that I can find. I'm going to lay down my warhammer on the floor and place the pieces of metal upon it. And I'm going to channel divinity. It's not called Blessings of the Forge. That's the other one that I can do. I can do lots of forgey things.
I mean, if you want to if you want to bless the forge for this whatever you're making.
What is it called? Artisan's Blessing. So the metal itself is going to heat up, and I'm going to manipulate it into. Now, I'm assuming, being the rich woman that she is, that Open Lord Silverhand has a mannequin that is a perfect replica of her form.
Of course.
For the local artisans to craft armor and clothing for her. So I'm going to use that as a mold and create. Now it has to be worth no more than 100 gold pieces.
Oh, look who's skinting for the silver hand.
But I'm going to use the metal in the room, melt it down, and form a sort of fashion breastplate.
Oh.
That's sort of evocative of armor, but is not necessarily. Good, like the important thing is there are good epaulets, good shoulder pad action going on. Like we're talking Cersei Lannister style.
I was worried this was going to be boob armor, which I don't think would have gone down so well. But this sounds rather fancy.
No, this is fabulous, and I will use the metal because it's sort of a little melted to insert the fabric in rather than having to try and stitch it in or glue it on. The actual metal itself is soft enough that the fabric can be pushed in, and then the metal hardens to hold the fabric in place. So it's sort of this. She'll probably need to provide her own trousers.
Don't you love it when you go to a fashion Jew and they're like, bring your own trousers?
But yeah, so excellent shoulders, a sort of metallic breastplate with swaths of fabric across it and leading down into long trailing sort of gossamery skirts, and also a half face mask that's sort of, it's all intricate elven style, so there's lots of sort of roots and leaf motifs and swirls in it. So this half mask that just kind of comes up behind the head.
And you managed to do all of this in an hour.
In an hour, yes.
Well, that's if you could roll me a proficiency roll, I just would like to see.
I don't need to because I channel divinity.
Oh, well, if your god says you've made things of utter beauty, congratulations, my friend. Lariel,
this is what I do. This is what I'm good at.
Lariel enters and looks and says, oh, I have to provide my own trousers, do I? Well, fortunately, I have a wardrobe full of fancy, beautiful clothes. Well done. You have succeeded. You have made me a thing of utter beauty. I will be more of the talk of the town than I ever was. Congratulations. Lariel Silverhand is in your debt.
It's quite the honour, my lady.
You're very welcome. Now, what trousers to wear? And she leaves. Congratulations. The door behind you opens. You can travel onwards.
Okay. Did it seem like anyone was... did it just open of its own accord?
It just opens. It just sort of like whoosh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you in the room at the same time?
Oh, I'm everywhere. I wasn't watching her change.
Okay, I wanted to make...
I wasn't watching her change. Anyway.
We're both judging you.
We're moving on. We're going to another room. We're heading...
Is this what the rest of it's going to be like?
I mean, I could ask Nat a question if you feel you want. If it's easier.
I don't mind. I just wanted to check. It just seems a little odd that to have been pulled from something quite so horrific to I'm in a fantasy world making clothes for Lariel Silverhand.
You...
It's a bit of mental whiplash.
You've had a You've had a hard run of it, and sometimes you just need a little bit of ease, a little bit of joy in your life. I mean, this next one is going to be really hard, so...
Is it?
Yes, super hard.
I have an insight bonus of 9.
Okay.
There's a 26.
It's not going to be hard in the slightest. But unless you're looking at it morally, then it will be incredibly difficult. You walk through the next door. You're on a city street. What's a city you know well?
Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate. You're on the city Baldur's Gate, walking. There's a tiny gnome child who, as you look down, is going tee-hee, tee-hee. You realize that she has snatched a delicious ice cream from your hand. And it's a warm day. And this child is not going to give back the ice cream, and it is melting. What are you going to do to get your delicious iced cream back?
I can no longer eat ice cream.
I told you this wasn't going to be difficult.
Unless the ice cream is a blood ice cream, in which case I question where in Baldur's Gate one can acquire that.
Oh, if you go down to the butcher's quarter, and they'll freeze it, and you can just lick away at it. It's not that I would, of course. You know, I eat human food like lasagna.
Right. Of course. Yes. And what is in a lasagna?
Oh, you know, spices and vitamins.
Yes.
And meat.
Right. You sound so confident about that.
Thank you. I want to talk to Nat for a bit. Woof. Hello.
Oh, hi, Tom.
Hi, Nat. I promised you a difficult challenge, and instead I just... What's the solution? I don't eat.
Sorry.
Oh, no. I could safely say you've made the small gnomes very happy, you know, just like, oh.
Have the ice cream, darling. I don't know what I was doing with it anyway. Mourning the loss of my mortal appetite.
You just stand there holding an ice cream, just watching him.
There it is. There's the Poppet moment. Just stood there looking at an ice cream sadly, like, I cannot enjoy you anymore. Oh, what is the flavour? What was chocolate? What are sprinkles, really? Sprinkles turn to dust.
That is your new hit song, When Sprinkles Turn to Dust. Available on MP3 players and vinyl. Okay, so my question. Quick! You have to recast the last TV show / film that you watch with roll together characters. Who is playing who?
Oh. Okay. Well, the last TV show I watched was Ms. Marvel.
Nice.
So here we run into a little bit of a quandary because Ms. Marvel is very rooted in Pakistani and Muslim culture.
Absolutely, yeah.
Which we're in Faerun, Fantasyland, so this is completely different. So I guess I'm going to go on general personalities?
Vibes,
yeah. Oh gosh, who would... This was roll together characters, not players, yeah?
It could be players as well. I like it to be, because otherwise you're just like, Ed is playing this character. You're just like, good, Ed could play that character, you're right.
Can you imagine, like, Ed plays all the characters?
Yes, there you go. Again, like,
really
when
don't think it would work for Ms. Marvel, but I don't know. There'd be at least one Marvel where that would be very entertaining. Maybe Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange or Loki, where Ed's just everyone.
And Ed is just everyone. Yeah, I like that. Oh gosh.
Yeah, I think as you say, because this is very rooted in like real world.
Yeah. So okay, so maybe if I go, because what did I watch? The problem is, I've been super busy recently, so I've not had a whole lot of time to watch TV. It's generally been like I've been playing games with whatever the latest Roll Together was on in the background, so I can roughly keep track of stuff. So that doesn't really work either, because like, the who would play the characters in Anarchy in the Astral Sea? Those characters would play those characters.
Or all Ed, as we said.
All Ed. Ed is everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go Doctor Strange, because I think that was the last movie that I watched.
Great.
So would I cast anyone other than Ed as Doctor Strange? Okay, well, I think Anton, if we go characters, Anton, probably. I don't think he's intentionally as dark and brooding as Stephen Strange can be, like the rage and the grief that he has. But Anton would absolutely be like just doing all of the wacky world-bending spells. Scarlet Witch.
Who's tragic?
I mean, honestly, I think it might be Ava, and I'm not intentionally just casting people from Mistranor out of this, but
yeah.
The dark backstory, done a whammo on Ava. So.
Well, I'm Scarlet Witch, someone done a whammo.
done a whammo on your head.
She just wants some kiddos.
Yeah. Just a nice little happy family. So Ava would be the undead hag witch. Who else was in that film? America Chavez. I don't know. She's my problem with America Chavez in Doctor Strange is that she's a little bit forced in.
Yeah.
And whilst she is an incredibly awesome character, she sort of has a vibe of MacGuffin about her, the way that they've written her in that film. But we want a character who's sort of like, it's got that sort of innocence, but also the strength, and just needs to realize how strong they are. Oh my gosh.
I just got Thomas there. Just was like,
I'm
doing my best.
I'm doing my best. Maybe a version of Thomas can be, but I mean, in the Marvel universe, Thomas is Captain America. We have already discussed this. Yeah. Who else is? Who would be Wong? Well, if Anton is Stephen Strange, then Nate has got to be Wong.
Yeah.
I think the slightly wiser, also a wizard that kind of rocks up, and it's just like, you're doing it wrong, mate.
I was doing this for all the years you were gone. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go with that.
I think that's good. And then there will be other characters, secret characters that turn up. You're like, hey, it's that guy, and you're like, don't get too attached. Some fan favorites will turn up.
Did we go through all of the? I can't remember if we did it on stream or off. We definitely had a chat in the Warriors of Waterdeep group about who, given that Thomas was Captain America, who was everyone else. I think there was maybe discussion that word has gone from my brain.
Talk around it.
Just
the small one, the big one, the stabby one.
Why the fuck have I just forgotten all of the character names?
Oh,
and his character,
Corey.
Oh my god! I was like, Calliope. No.
Cornetto.
Cathinte.
Cafetiere.
Coriolis. I think there was a brief discussion about Coriolis being the Scarlet Witch, but she's not that dark. She's super fluffy. No, who was Noemlin? No, Noemlin was I mean, Naomi is Batman, but
Yeah, Batman
not-
who's just fallen into
not in
the
Marvel.
universe.
Shivarath was, what? Was Shivarath? No, Iron Man because of the no. I'm answering this question in a really rubbish way because I have just immediately forgotten everything.
There were some characters, and there were some films.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and at some point a discussion was had.
yeah.
So yeah, that's my really dull, I've forgotten everything answer.
That's all right. I blame the crossover as we drag you through university to university. You're like, I don't know. I think I watched a film at one point. Did I watch Shrek? Who would be in Shrek?
Too many characters in my brain.
Don't worry, Nat. I'll make it easier. We're going back. Right.
Back into the labyrinth.
Back into the labyrinth. Well, that was nice. That was Nat. I don't think you two get to talk to each other enough. Yeah. So after you decide to allow a child to eat a blood ice cream, you move.
Well, no, hang on. We didn't establish that it was a blood ice cream. You said it was a regular ice cream. And I said, in the hypothetical situation, it was a blood ice cream, then I'd be interested, but I can't eat.
Would
the
it
sugary
change
ice
if
cream.
it was a blood ice cream? Would you take it off the gnome?
Yes, because she should not be eating blood.
You don't know that she's not a Dampier.
I
I
can
suppose you
probably
do,
tell.
actually. You could probably sense that.
Is
No,
she a
it's-
Dampier?
You Dampier? She says no. She says she's a little girl.
Is she lying to me?
You wouldn't lie to us, would you, little girl? You shouldn't know that word. We're going to tell your parents. She's a rude little girl.
Well, I'm definitely taking it off her.
Oh, okay. Make a contested strength check against a small child.
I mean, I rolled badly, and that is a 16.
Interesting. Beat a natural 20. This girl...
What is this child made of?
This ice cream is like, I'm trying to think of, like, I want, not a SpongeBob one, because that's not, but like for us, where we, for the UK, where we'd be like, those are the good ice creams, the special ones from the van. This is a Mr. Whippy with sprinkles and 2 flakes.
Wow.
I know. And you had it. You had it for such a short period of time, and now it is gone. You couldn't eat it anyway. Your youth is literally running that way.
Well, fine, let her have it.
You didn't
Actually,
even want it.
I say it was only a 16. Did you want a strength check or an athletics check? Because they are different.
Oh, athletics.
Oh, and then in that case, it's a 21.
You grab the ice cream out of this child's hand. It's yours now.
Yeah. You don't deserve it. I throw it away.
No! Oh no, my one joy! Gone forever!
Ask your parents to buy you one that is not made of blood.
Oh, okay. Bye! And off she goes. Congratulations, you beat my little girl puzzle. Are you happy?
No, because that sounded horrific.
This is a horrific labyrinth.
Let's move on.
I'm so very sad. Moving on. Okay. You head very confused, very sad. I'm very sad. Everyone's very
Okay.
sad. I have solipsism. Okay. So, you move on down the corridor. A big door. As you enter a long room, the first thing that hits you, and I don't know how much this would affect you, is a sudden drop in temperature.
Okay.
The walls are covered in ice. Odd blue fiery torches burn in sconces along the walls and highlight the way out at the other end. Between you and the exit, the slippery tiled floor is covered with jumbled letters. 1 per tile. Now, there might be some clues, or you could just step out onto the tiles if you like. What do you want to do?
I would like to have a look around to see if there are any clues as to... I'm assuming that this is some kind of word-based puzzle.
Oh, yes. And you know how much we love riddies and puzzies here.
I'm sorry, what?
Riddies and puzzies. It's for what the cool kids are saying in the Deadly Labyrinth game, I hear it's also on fleek. Has that come across to your world? Do people talk like fleek?
Do you do this a lot?
What? Babble?
This.
Yeah.
Yes.
As I said, I'm very lonely. The only woman I ever love is now a red panda. And she doesn't talk. Mm-hmm. She just sort of looks at me and judges. It's horrible. I mean, you could stay here. You could be my friend if you liked. No.
I'm going to look around for clues.
Yeah, you look for clues. Roll perception or investigation.
Now those are two very different things. So
Which one do you want to do?
I'm going to percept, please, because
Okay,
that was, again,
away.
A terrible roll. And that is only an 11.
No. What languages do you speak?
Elven, Dwarvish, Sylvan, I believe. Yes, common.
Interesting. This is written in a language that you do not understand. It's all very curly cues and straight lines. This isn't common, and it's known as Elvish. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to step a toe onto, not put my weight on it, but step a toe on just the first one.
Right. Letter E. You just sort of put a toe on. Not too much pressure. Seems fine.
Actually, you know what? Sod this. I'm going to sheathe my my warhammer and my shield, and I'm just going to spider climb along the wall.
You spider climb across the wall. Over to the door.
Yep.
You want to push the door open?
Not when you say it like that. Yes.
Okay,
yes.
I'll say it different. Do you want to push the door open? What ways do you want me to say it?
In a way that does not sound entirely suspicious, but yes, okay, I push the door open.
Okay, do you want to push the door?
Is it a door? Why is it suddenly a sexy door?
All the doors are sexy here in the labyrinth of lore.
Okay.
I'm very lonely.
I can tell. Also, I don't want to alarm you, but the Tempest's nether regions are showing on camera.
Oh, good lord. My sweet one, you have no shame. If you care to take it off Twitch. Oh. So yeah, why did Roll Together get shut down? Oh, Tom showed a sexy puppet. Oh yeah, of course he did. It was very sexy.
So sexy.
Sexy puppetry. I want to talk to Nat again. You keep solving my puzzles so simply.
You made me cry.
I know you haven't seen it yet, but you're like, hey, did the one you do with Chris go off the rails this badly? Yes, it did.
Oh, good.
Let's have a... Oh, no. Okay, 43. If all your characters formed a band, who would play what?
Okay.
Interesting.
Who actually has a sense of rhythm? Okay, well, Polly Tartan has got to be lead singer, front and center, because she's the only one that's an actual bard and also sort of a living legend.
Absolutely. I love my pink goat wife.
The pink goat wife. She's got to be lead singer and lead guitar. What would Ildrathne do? Oh, actually, Ildrathne does sing as well. Not as well, not proficient in performance, but she does sing. She does enjoy music. Maybe. I feel like she would have dabbled again, not to any extent like as a bard, but I feel like they would have dabbled in some kind of instrument performance, maybe did a bit of cabaret type stuff in their younger days. Because I mean, they're Why are you like this? I just need to, for the podcast listeners, that Tom took a swig of his drink and then fed his drink also to the red panda hand puppet, which I feel like actually has not been adequately described for the podcast listeners already. But That's what the Tempest is, a red panda hand puppet. I'm sorry, no, the Tempest is real, of course.
Yes. Well, this is the difficult thing because we're now in that liminal space where we're ourselves. So is the puppet real? The puppet's real, but is the Tempest real? I like the fact that I do this and I look into her eyes and they look so sad. And I'm like, of course you're real, darling.
It's okay. Shh now.
It's like Sooty, where you just tap down and you're like, shh, you're fine, Sooty, shh, go to sleep.
Go away.
Get out of here.
Get down.
So, Polytartan on leads, Ildrathne on backing vocals.
Yes. Maybe with an electric violin. I don't know why it's electric. Electricity doesn't really exist, but it's just a bit cooler.
Well, in Crash and Burn, we've established that electrical instruments are coming into the universe. So yeah, you can have one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I suppose there's always bloody Reggie with his DJ. Reggie is not part of this band.
And yet he's turned up.
No!
Hey guys! DJ!
Thomas, let's... Tony. Tony is on drums.
Oh, God, with fuck.
Yeah, with fire. We've got the fire jets from the car and the drums. So what would Thomas be doing? Maybe... would Thomas be on bass? I don't know. I feel like it's a very big instrument for a little guy to hold.
Does he have wood block or something where he's just just keeping tone?
He's a leather worker, not a whittler. Maybe he's there on tambourine, just being like, yeah.
This is turned from what was quite an intense band into Fleetwood Mac or something, where it's yeah.
Oh, and
not that I'm
Mirren...
saying Fleetwood Mac's not intense, but
oh yeah. Mirren with the crab claw is like a castanet.
Yeah.
What would Skitter do? Skitter, I don't think Skitter has any musical aptitude. But we've got a guitar, we've got drums, we've got a violin for a counter melody, we've got a bit of tambourine. So
castanets.
And castanets. What does this band need? Direction. Maybe Skitter is just popping some moves. Back and dancer.
Skitter's doing
some acrobatics.
Yeah. Beautiful. For some reason, Skitter's got the dragon mask again, and it's just...
Oh, no!
Again, in Crash and Burn, where I've just established that Waterdeep is very used to, crazy things happening. It's how's your trip to the musical? Yeah, some tabaxi got a dragon mask and just started casting fire everywhere. And then a tanuki stole everyone's wallets.
Yeah.
It was
a time. Special time.
Yeah. And then we had a mosh pit. It was great.
Yeah.
What do you want to call this band?
Oh, no.
Yes.
Names? No, don't ask me that. Talking is a free action.
Okay. Oh, my God. Hi, second version of Nat. Hi. If you could only eat pickles with faces on them, sausage-flavored ice cream, or halfling cheese for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Okay, so we established that halfling cheese is not made of halflings.
No, it is made by halflings walking around, and it's very well paid, and they're very happy with it, and it's very pungent.
Oh yeah, it was really strong, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay. Is the sausage ice cream sweet?
Probably. There's probably a slight sweetness to it. I mean, sort of like a sweet meat, not being a sweet meat.
Because here's the thing, I love cheese, but if it gets too strong, then I don't mind pickles. I could not eat them forever. However, like sausages, like ice cream. So I'm feeling that's probably the way forward.
I suppose it's a bit like when you get your tonsils out and they're like, you can eat as much ice cream as you like. And you're like, you would get tired of it though. But I suppose this is where you're like, yeah, I just need my sausage ice cream to melt so I can just have a bit of heat in my diet for once.
Just sausage soup. At that point.
Yeah. I mean, that's all three of those are horrible, to be honest.
Yes.
They don't want to bash our wonderful food world, but I just...
But what is our problem? Why do we keep doing this?
Yeah. I think we just hate each other. We're just like, cool. Hey, do you like one thing? How about we... when I was doing something with Chrissy for Queen's Court Games, was that she was going to have a delicious salad, and then Josh created the cucumber rat situation that Pixies made out of. And
that makes so much more sense now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so Chrissy was like, I was going to have a delicious salad. And we're like, what else can we ruin? I think there was also... What was it, that Christmas #1, which was about sausage rolls, and everyone's like, oh, that's a reference. We're like, nope, that's our own thing.
No, we just like sausage rolls.
We do.
Just
tea and sausage rolls, and to be fair, we haven't ruined those in universe yet. We'll give it time. Something horrible will happen to a sausage roll, you know.
Yeah.
Merc and draw grog.
That's got to be a Tricks episode, though, because it was Tricks that was super into sausage rolls.
Yeah. The secret of the scary sausage rolls.
Maybe they're vampires.
I mean, everything's a mimic until otherwise proven, and everything could be a vampire.
Oh, no.
I know.
I'd never thought of that before. That's changed my worldview.
Well, that's what we do here at Talking is a Free Action. Are you checking for mimics? Yeah, there's a reason I can't take this puppet off my hand.
Oh, no. Been consumed.
Just look, and I was like, hand soup. Great. Anyway, I think you've successfully... Oh, God, here we go. I think you've successfully solved that room. Okay, so alternate version of Nat has solved that room.
Yes,
I think we can go back. Okay, Ildrathne, so you basically spider climbed your way to freedom.
Yes.
You didn't have to do a word puzzle, which is a shame. It was very good, but you've been resourceful, and I appreciate that. You pressed on...
Did you need it solved?
Well, no one's solved it yet, but I mean, I know the solution. It wouldn't be fun if I told people, but
right. Okay, so it's not like something that you personally are struggling over, and you need a bit of help, like with a crossword or anything.
Are you any good at crosswords?
Not particularly. No, I'm.
How about stupid?
Better at hitting things.
Oh,
and
okay.
reading people than.
Yeah, there's less of those in the newspaper, but okay, I'll bear that in mind. I won't ask you for crossword clues.
No.
Or Wordle. Do you have Wordle? I did Wordle for a bit, and then I got bored. It's just you're not missing out, my friend.
Okay.
Anyway, down the corridor you go. Forwards, ever forwards. I'm opening various scrolls. Oh, that's... No, should solve that one too easily. Right.
I'm sorry, are you choosing what's next, like a Rolodex? I don't know what a Rolodex
Absolutely
is.
not. No,
Okay.
This is a predestined passage. There's a prophecy. Big prophecy. It's a scary prophecy, which I could tell you, but if you heard it, your leg would fall off, and we don't want that.
Shall I ask my god what the prophecy is? Maybe
You can try asking your god. Who's your god?
Daral Sylvana, or more frequently known as Daral Firecloak.
I mean,
You've not heard of him? I thought you knew everything.
I don't. No, I'm in the process of gathering knowledge from different, and then things change.
Sure.
Sometimes Vecna's just a guy. Sometimes he's a sexy skeleton. It gets confusing. You just need to fill things in. Mm-hmm. I mean, okay, tell me a little bit. You enter a room. There's like a nice coffee table and a chair. Sit down, please. Tell me about your god. I'll sit down in the other chair. The Tempest will just hold my drink.
I mean, if this is awkward for you, we can stick to the script.
No, I want to know who your god is. Who is your god and what do they do?
Very well. Daral Sylvana. No, I should stop referring to him as that. He is the Firecloak now.
Mm-hmm.
He's an elven god. He is the god of forges and fire. I'm just flipping through my notes for more details.
Oh, that's fine. We've both got Rolodexes.
Funny story, used to be part of the main Seldarine pantheon. and had an incident with an artifact, an ancient magical item, and several of his aspects went mad and went on a rampage. Since recovered, but as a result was cast out.
Oh.
Yes. But does a wonderful line in inspiring blacksmiths of all races, not just elves. And honestly, actually is a pretty stand-up guy, and more people should know about him. So,
Okay.
He's trying his best, and I think that's the best that can be said for a lot of us.
Aren't we all? Well,
Are you all right?
No. Let's keep moving.
What do you... No.
No.
Sit down. What do you need?
I didn't want to do this. I was happy, off my other plane, and then the other three came and they were like, oh, it's no fun if you don't play, and then they turned my wife into a puppet, and it's all just...
Did they?
Yeah.
That's very rude of them.
They are they're
Is your
sort of...
wife not as masterfully powerful as you are as well?
Oh, they tricked her
Oh.
while I was away. We'd had a fight, and I stormed off and decided to be immortal for a bit, and then I got a message from her, and she's like, all is forgiven, you can come back. And I was like, great. And then they're like, surprise! And they stuck her on my hand. But, the puppet.
What did you do as a mortal? What did you do as a mortal?
I got to walk the plains. I got to be Tom for a bit, actually. It was fun. It was like we get to switch out. I actually get to do a chat show, pretend to be Tom. People didn't notice, because I'd be like, I'm the Question Lord, triumphant, and that was fun. I might still be able to do that. I think between me, you, and the entire internet, I think I can still get away with it. But
do you?
I just need to keep my hand out of the shot for the entire.
Sure.
Yeah. You're the first person I've talked about it. But...
Oh well, I'm sorry that you've had no one else to discuss it with. Maybe you should go to Mithranor and encounter the I don't know what it's actually called, but the tragic backstory machine monster that we've been fighting, and then it can do some horrible psychic damage to you, and then everyone will be able to see how awful things are for you, and then maybe they'll pity you.
So, your backstory is currently being broadcast to everyone about how you died. Everyone gets to see that. Is that how it works?
To get what I believe the term is meta about it, actually, the rest of the people in the room can't see it. Not that I know that yet, but I will know that. But it is a potentiality.
I mean, that would be an interesting thing to do for the scary beast. Maybe, as you said, that would help people progress. We're like, hey, here's the worst moment of my life. Everyone gets to share in it, which is... I suppose it's not the beast's story to tell, but could be helpful.
Maybe that's a future quest for you, dear. I'd offer you a biscuit, but this isn't my labyrinth, so maybe you should conjure yourself some biscuits.
I will, when we're done here in about pulling out a device, about 10 minutes, I will summon a biscuit. This is a good talk. Good talk.
You're welcome.
Onwards.
Sure.
You walk into the corridor. You open the door. You're in a wood. You see a cabin with a light on. You move relatively stealthily towards it. But no, your leg, you're caught in a bear trap. You grasp around hoping that some little puppet man... Who wrote that in? Rude. And some puppet man might give you a cutting implement, but no joy. You've got to free yourself. They are mocking me through my own questions. I'm just going to sit on this log. You deal with this.
Okay. Well, it's a bear trap, right?
A trap for bears.
Sure. I'm just going to try and prise it open.
All right. Give me a strength check.
17.
I think you can get your fingers in there. You're yanking it open.
Yeah.
It's not a nice thing to happen. Do you wear, talking about trousers again, do you wear sort of any kind of armor on your legs?
I have plate armor greaves, yes, so it's not actually dug into my skin that much.
This is actually then once again, not a too bad a trap.
Oh no, I've been mildly inconvenienced once again. I mean, if you want me to struggle, do you want me to struggle more about it? I can try smiting it if that would make you feel better.
Are you mocking me, Dampier?
I would never dream of it, Dan.
Good. I am lowly enough as it is.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to smite it, destroy it, just get it out of here. Go ahead.
If you don't want me to hurt the bear trap, I can leave it here for the next person. I'm sure they'll struggle with it.
Yeah, I'm sure they would. Someone's gonna have soft legs. Like the deer man. He's got soft legs. He would have struggled. He'd been like, oh no, I'll never get to see my goddess. Anyway, yeah, you beat the bear trap.
Okay.
I think in conclusion, I want to talk to Nat again. Mocked in my own questions.
Look, when we set these questions, I genuinely was not thinking about whether they would be super easy for someone with Ildrathne's skill set. Turns out,
she has designed a beautiful metal garment. She climbed a wall, and then she was just like, "Oh yeah, that's just a trap." Okay, fine. You must kill off one of your living D&D characters. Who and why?
Oh no. Okay. If it's me, I definitely cannot take Ildrathne or Thomas. At all. That's just a flat, never going to happen. Too strong. Too chunky. Let's see. Again, Mirren as well. Too strong. Valka. Oh my god, I forgot Valka. How could I have forgotten Valka in the band question?
Okay, so we're back at the band question. Valka, what do you play?
Oh no. Would she? I don't know.
You don't have to be in the band, Valka. We don't have to.
No, she must. She must. What does she do? I mean, she probably sings as well. It's a weird mix. We've got like not Dolly Parton doing country. Ildrathne is more operatic, and Valka is definitely like folky, squeaking. So it's not necessarily a good trio of singing, but she does love a bit of karaoke. Alternatively, she might have joined in with the drums with Tony.
A strong progression, percussion at the back. Yeah. No,
yeah.
You still haven't thought of a name, have you?
No. Back to the other question.
Okay. Okay, so who are you murdering? Remember, talking is a free action, as we've established.
Let's think this through. God, I feel like the ones that I might be able to physically take would be Polly, but she's too charming.
Yeah.
She is too damn charming. I would fall for her charms. I would not be able to do anything.
Although
Tony,
it would be very country, I got murdered by my creator. I just lay on bleeding out on the floor. Oh, Polly. Yeah, Tony.
Tony, I think I'd have to get to her first.
Good luck.
I could probably wrestle her, but she would be vicious.
Oh, Tony's got her own labyrinth of destruction.
It's all dicks.
It's all dicks. It's dicks all the way down.
All spray painted dicks. Valka, see, I think Valka is the kind of person that would be like, oh, right, well, do you... If you need someone to die out of everyone, then, I've lived a life. I know. But I don't think she's that self-destructive, really. I mean, I guess the honest truth is I keep playing very strong tanks rather than clever people. So physically, I can't take any of them, really. I'd have to mentally outwit them. And is that something that Nat can do?
I believe in Nat. I believe Nat could trick them
Nat
into
can be manipulative and horrible.
I believe you could trick them into a terrible accident, like a ski lift accident. You're like, oh no, Thomas fell off a mountain. Actually, no, Thomas would probably be okay falling off a mountain.
I could take Tom.
Yeah. Yeah, Tom.
Tom's not one of my characters.
No, but as established, most people could beat me up. Well, that's the funny thing. Again, like Queen's Court games, where they're like, "Oh yeah, I think we take you," and then they realise I'm very tall, and they're like, "Oh, I'll still try and choke you." I'm like, "Yeah, fair. Bet you couldn't take the Poppet though. Poppet's real tough."
Just poke you in the back of the knee, and then you'll fall down, and then you'll be my height.
Good point. So what's your policy? Hobbling.
Yeah.
Hobbling the eternal question lord. Oh, crumbs. Well, on that note, hey, which character would you kill? You.
That's not how I foresaw this question going. Sorry.
You never do you? You never do. Anyway, back we go. Well, I'm glad to say, Ildrathne, we're coming to the end. You managed to beat this labyrinth of lore, and I learned lots of many interesting things, not only just about you, but also about Nat, and also...
About yourself?
When it gets dark tonight, I just need to go lie down in a
I don't
room.
need to know what you're going to do when it gets dark tonight, dear. You keep that... No, the Tempest, I wish I could take you with me. I do... I feel so sorry for you.
Someone will come back for her and literally take my left hand. Anyway, Ildrathne, you beat the labyrinth. You're free to go back to your absolutely horrific existence. I wish you all the best. Know that you have an eternal question lord trying to give you a thumbs up here. I hope things work out for you. Anyway. This was Talking as a Free Action. You're going to find us here every Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. BST, and on Mondays and Tuesdays, 6 to 9 p.m. We stream our, they're documentaries. Currently, actually, I think on Monday, Ildrathne, it's your documentary. That's,
is that what it's called? Yes.
It's a true story. Correct. So,
it is, yes.
Yeah. And on Tuesday, I assume there's something else around. I mean, I think by this point Tom's blown up the multiverse and then rebooted it again.
Oh, that's definitely finished. This is probably there might well be one of the one-shots happening on Tuesdays.
That'd be exciting. Anyway, if you're wanting to see these, they are streamed at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg. These are available straight after, and you can find all our content on YouTube a few days later, and also podcast. Remember, if you are listening to a podcast, you've missed out on a lot of very weird visual humor. So I'm not saying you need to watch this one, but it's a choice. Anyway, thank you.
It's probably worse if they can only hear.
There's just a lot of noises. A lot of noises and a lot of disapproving tuts from that. Anyway, D20 Club, Patreon, we're very, very grateful. Good luck filling in the wiki to try and make sense of any of this terrible backstory. And that will cost you one of your local currencies. We're very grateful to our supporters. So, Ildrathne, as you leave, I just want you to remember the proverb that we always say. Mm-hmm. Stay classy at the table! Oh my God, she talks!